What is up, everybody? It is Wick here, and I am inside of a Goodwill. I am looking for things I can buy and sell on eBay or Amazon, even Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, wherever I can sell it. There's a wrestling belt. Some of those are worth money, usually the vintage ones. I think that was a newer one. I usually don't pick those up, so just left that sitting there. Got some sort of, like generic Nerf gun. Pick up some Nerf guns, just not those. Here's a Star Wars, like, baking set. You know, some of that weird stuff is worth picking up. What was it? I think a measuring cup set. I got a Star Wars based I sold for like 35, 40 bucks recently. So you just never know. It's worth checking out some things to see what they sell for. Got a little bin, some smaller Nerf guns. This end cap is looking pretty weak. Here's a remote. It's just some weird programmable remote, universal remote. One link. Some of these kinds of remotes can be worth a lot of money. I found one time that was worth about $100. Don't remember the brand or anything. I did look that up. Was not worth picking up. A little scale there. Just a kind of a generic one, it looked like. Coffee maker, $1.99. Fair price for a coffee maker, right? Sony boom box, not a boom box, I guess you just call it like a CD tower or something. Probably, maybe could have made some money on that. It's just big with the speakers. I don't mess with those larger ones unless I'm getting them dirt cheap. I move on to the thrift store though, and I got some sealed media, rain gauge or something like that. So good finds so far in here, and I actually just shipped out some of that media this morning. So already making some money on this stuff I'm finding. And here's the thrift store. Prices here are incredible, and because of that, people shop here and they buy stuff very quickly. It's unlike Goodwill. Everyone in here is just happy to be in here. They know the prices are fair. In Goodwill, people's always complaining about the prices. You know, shoes here, all shoes here are $1. Shoes at Goodwill, a lot of them are just becoming $24.99. I just left a Goodwill and like all these shoes are $24.99, and they're not even name brand. They're like, a lot of them are just Chinese, you know, shoes that are like red or green or something, and they're priced on $24.99. It's madness. You come to a place like this, everything's $1, and you know, if you happen to find something good, you're getting it as a good deal. Of course, anything good is going to be gone quick, but you know, it's just the nature of the game anywhere. So I'm at a Goodwill now, and I'm looking at this Fisher Price, like the Noah's Ark set. I've bought and sold that before. Had some of the pieces in there, but it was missing some crucial animals and stuff. And I just sold a bunch of the figures. So it's like, I don't really need to be buying those at that price unless it's complete. So I just decided to leave that. Here's some sort of sealed game. I grabbed that to look up, and yeah, it's not worth selling, so I left that. Here's some sort of soap and lotion dispenser set. I was like, this looks interesting. It's very heavy, and I didn't want it to fall out and break or something, so I turned the camera off. Unfortunately, it's just really not worth picking up. I think they had it priced pretty fair, like 10 bucks, maybe 15. So somebody is going to buy that and use it themselves, and they're going to be happy with it, I think. And if you would, please hit that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. Takes just a second. I got some shoes, though. Here's some Wolverine women's work boots in good condition, $4.99, not marked up. Of course, even though Goodwills are pricing things high, you can still find stuff not marked up. Some employees are not crazy. Some management at these Goodwills are not crazy. You go 15 minutes away to the next Goodwill, they might be crazy. The prices might be insane, and the ones that are not crazy, they're the ones that are going to get the business and get the good reviews on Google Maps and places like that. So here's a box of craft stuff, $4.99, a bunch of, it looks like blank hats. Blank hats? I don't think that's the term I'm looking for, but check this out. This is incredible. I come over to the toys, and all of these brand new cars, or Jeeps I should say, are on the shelf, and I start filling up my cart. The lady there asked me, she said, hey, can I get some of those? I'm like, you know, take as many as you want. I know she does some reselling. I see her in there a lot, but she's buying a couple for her grandchildren, I guess. So of course, I'm not going to be that guy when there's something that amazing on a Goodwill shelf where I take every single one of them. I just don't feel right doing that. So I left about half of them and took half of them. And yeah, $4.99. I couldn't believe they were priced that low. Sometimes you just never know what's going to be on the Goodwill shelf. Those definitely had no business being there. Been a long time since I found something like that. So here's a Stay Puft Man I found. Also, they got that amazing Nerf gun. Also, I don't know if you saw in the cart. Just found an amazing North Face jacket. So that was a great Goodwill. I come over to this Goodwill and look at this. Phase 10 dice just sitting here on this new cart. Of course, I sell those for $60, $70 on Amazon, so that's a great find. Moving the clock, see if there's anything else I want to pick up. There's a Peppa Pig Jenga I thought might be worth something. I looked it up. Nah, not really selling. Here's something I've sold before, sealed actually. This GPX wristband radio. So for $2.99 I picked that up. Got some Kohler toilet seats down here as well. And it's been about a year, but I found some rare Kohler toilet seats at a Goodwill, about $1,000 worth on a new cart. If anyone caught that video, these are not very special. Price good at $4.99. I think they're selling for like $15 plus shipping. I just decided to leave them. Here we have a bunch of these portable DVD players in these protective cases, and most of them are RCA Dura brand. They're priced $20 a piece, but I opened one of them and it ends up being a Sony, and it was priced $5 less, and it had the remote and cables and everything, so it was a good model. I picked it up at $15. Here is a Toy Story microphone set. Now, there's a vintage one of these from the original Toy Story that will sell for $100, maybe $200 even. But that one's a newer one from like Toy Story 4. Not really worth picking up. And this is from like 3 different days, by the way, of me thrifting. So here's some more new carts at this Goodwill, and I'm just checking them to see if there's anything I want to buy. Here's one of those steppers. Some of those are actually worth a little bit of money. People are using them at their desk and stuff since they're working from home. I don't know if that one was. It was pretty big and heavy and janky, and I think it was priced kind of high. I just decided I didn't want to mess with it. But some of those, are worth picking up for sure. Shoes over on this cart. Let's check them out. Of course, this Goodwill is going to price up any shoe. Those look kind of nice, but it's not a great brand. $6.99. Here's some, I don't even know what brand those are, but the suede is worn down. That stuff's hard to refurbish, so I won't pick up anything like that usually. Dinosaur, but yeah. Checking the toys again over at this Goodwill since it's a new day, and I see these cards here and they're sealed. $12.99. They're soccer cards, or I guess football if you're in Europe area, but this unfortunately is not worth much. So these up here are baseball sealed box. I've come across this multiple times over the last decade, sealed, and I know it's more than likely not going to be worth anything. It wasn't. They just don't sell for much, and unfortunately the cards weren't even worth selling. The cards inside were sealed, and unfortunately the box itself had been opened, which decreases the value. So yeah, I just had to put that stuff back. There's the Peppa Pig thing. No one bought it the previous day. Angry Birds Star Wars up there still. If someone notices that, and why didn't you pick that up, Wick? I just saw that you sold one of those on Amazon for $50. Well, that one's kind of destroyed. Looks like it's missing pieces, priced a little bit higher, and I just don't want to mess with it. So here's a meat grinder, $25. I'm like, it's probably not worth it. Of course, I looked it up just to be sure. It wasn't. I think it was actually selling for like $20 on eBay new. Miter saw set. Looks to be pretty nice. I don't want to buy it or mess with it for that price though, of course. So you know what? I still ended up finding some great things today. I'm going to show you in the haul part now. What an exciting haul here. I say it all the time. You never know what you're going to find when you go thrifting. This is one of those days where it's just some good stuff popped up. I was able to grab it and I'm going to make some great money. But over here, I got this Nerf gun, the MK7-10K is the model number. This thing is heavy. It's a beast. It was only $4.99. This is one of the better Nerf guns. I don't pick up a lot of Nerf guns unless the profit's good in them. Once I can make about $20 profit in the end, I'll usually pick them up. This one being $4.99 is great because I should be able to sell this for $70 plus shipping. It's a great Nerf gun. Below it, I got this some sort of vibration plate at the thrift store. It was $5. It says it's been tested. It's pretty heavy. It's got the cables and everything. Over here, Life Pro. And this was on the floor. It was heavy. There's no carts available. I didn't know if it was going to be valuable, so I just grabbed it real quick. I assumed it was going to be worth at least $5. I put it up by the register, asked if I could just sit it there. She said yes, and I looked it up real quick. I didn't know the actual model, but some of the Life Pro stuff I saw selling for $200-300. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely buying that. Now looking at this model, it seems like it's an older model. I still think I can sell this for $80 to $100 plus shipping. To be honest, I don't know what it is exactly. I guess just some sort of exercise device. Vibration plate when I looked it up, so I guess it just vibrates. Maybe you run on it. I don't know for sure, but I should be able to make some money on it. So here are some sealed DVDs. They were $1 a piece at the thrift store. I believe the best one was selling for about $30. Some of the others were selling between $15 and $20. So only paying $1 a piece for them. Sealed, I don't have to worry about testing them or them not working or something like that. So love to find stuff like that. In this stack, well, I'll add it up, put it on the screen. It should be good. If you know, then you know. Phase 10 dice. I've mentioned this multiple times on the channel. $2.99. This just came out on a cart at Goodwill. Was happy to see it. And I usually sell these on Amazon if they're complete. This one has the manual and is complete. I checked Amazon to see what they were selling for currently. Kind of like around $75 to $95. I think FBA had one $95. That might be a little high, but I would not be surprised if one could sell for $95. The last few I've sold on Amazon, I got $70 for. I'll probably send this one in, price it like $75 or $80. It's going to sell. I know a lot of people on the channel, after I started talking about these Phase 10s, they found them and they've been able to sell them. And they sell great on eBay, about $40, $45. Like this on eBay. And I was worried. I'm like, is this one of the items I shouldn't have mentioned in my videos? Because I don't share every single item because you can saturate the market on common stuff that's valuable. But it seems like these are still pretty rare. Like, I don't think a lot of people are finding them. They're not really available to find. Maybe it's a regional thing that they were released in this region and not others, and people are buying them around the country. It's hard to say. But honestly, I didn't expect to find this many. I've probably found at least 8 to 10 of these in the past couple years. Got a few decent shoe finds and boots here. Got these Wolverine boots, and I picked them up because they're in good condition, and they were only $4.99. They got a little toe wear. Rub the Doc Martens wax stuff on there, and it cleans them up very well. I do think I can sell these for $30 plus shipping. Here's a pair of Asics I picked up, and I got these because they are new without tags. I can't see any evidence that they've ever been worn, so I'm going to sell them as new without tags or box, and I should be able to sell these for at least $30 plus shipping. So I paid $4.99 for those. I also paid $4.99 for these Skechers shoes, and they are also very clean. Now, I've sold these before. They're not worth a whole lot of money. I should be able to sell them for $20, $25 plus shipping. Only paying $4.99. It's something people need for work. To buy them new, they're probably like $70 plus dollars. So people buy them pre-owned in good condition like this. So I got some clothing items here. I picked up this North Face jacket. Don't buy a lot of North Face stuff. It's a bit saturated. Some of the stuff is special. This, I believe, is a ski snowboarding jacket. I saw the high vent on the sleeve, and I remember that being pretty decent. So it was only $4.99. I grabbed it, and it was better than I thought. It was also my size, so I thought maybe I'd keep it, but I'm probably just going to sell it now after I looked it up. I should be able to sell this for about $69.99 plus shipping. It is in great condition. And I also picked up these Rustler jeans because they are new with tags. Jeans at my Goodwill are just priced $6.99 unless they price them up. Surprisingly, they didn't price these up because usually, new stuff they might put a higher price tag on. They're nothing super special, but I think I'd be able to sell these for about $25 plus shipping. It'd be pretty easy to list, being new like this. So I got a couple little items here. This armband radio. I'm pretty sure I've sold this exact one before. GPX makes it. It was $2.99. It's sealed. It's a $15 free ship item for me, but it's so easy to list and ship and deal with that I like to pick these things up. I'll make $7 or $8 profit on that in the end. Just a little bread and butter item. Here's a wireless digital rain gauge I got at the thrift store. This was $2. And I believe this was selling for $25 or $30 sealed on eBay. So I actually didn't check Amazon. Maybe it's good to sell on Amazon. I'll have to scan it here. I'll put the Amazon price on the screen if it's better, but anything sealed like this, I recently sold an Accurite thing similar to this. Was pretty good. And you don't get a ton of money, but when you're only paying $2 and it's sealed, it's just so easy to deal with. While I was buying these cars, I saw the Stay Puft Man on the bottom shelf, and I'm like, oh, let me grab that and throw it in the cart too. I thought it was probably vintage. It was only $1.99. When I got home, I found the date, 2017. It's a Playmobil thing. And I looked it up. I'm still going to make some money on it because they're selling for, I'll probably price this at like $18. Free shipping. It's very light. Make some money on it. Well, if it survives, I'll make some money on it. This was strange at Goodwill. They had a bunch of these portable DVD players, and most of them were RCAs, and there were some Dura brands. They had those priced $20. I opened this one. I see, oh, this one's a Sony. It's got the remote in the bag, the cables in the bag, the charger, and it's $5 cheaper. So I looked it up on Amazon, and yeah, I should be able to sell this for at least $100 if it works. I assume why so many were donated in these cases and stuff is probably a business that used them for training or something. When they're done, they just donated them all to Goodwill. So it'll probably work. I think on eBay, it's still selling for about $40, $45. But in this case, I'll sell it on Amazon. It's where I usually like to sell my portable DVD players, as long as I have the cables and the remote and everything. And that one qualifies. So here is an incredible find. I got all of these like model Jeeps. Usually when you see this kind of stuff at Goodwill, they're wanting $20 to $30 for it. I don't even look them up when I see them because it's just like, oh yeah, these are not gonna be worth it. Because very few of these sell for super high amounts of money. But as you can see here, $4.99 is an extremely fair price, and it was hard not to buy every single one that was on the shelf. I left 8 to 10 on the shelf. I let a woman have some that she was wanting to buy for her grandchildren. I say I let. She came up and asked if she could buy some because she saw I was putting them in my cart. And I'm like, well, you can have as many as you want. I was only planning on taking half of them because I didn't want to be that guy to just take all of this stuff. I want to leave it for someone else, even though the reality is probably another reseller just came in right after me and bought the rest. But you never know. Maybe enough, normal shoppers came in and bought them. The comps on these are actually pretty good. I'll make at least $200 on this. They're all new. Unfortunately, Goodwill put the price stickers on the worst spot. I'm like, why can't they just put them like here? The problem is I use heat to get my stickers off. And when you heat up this kind of plastic, it kind of fuses the plastic and the label together. So you have to get it just a little bit warm to help peel it off. It's just a pain to get them off. While these are new, because of that, I'm going to sell them as like new with shelf wear or something like that, because they're going to have a little bit of wear on them just from handling. Still, it's going to be about $200 profit in that stack. And I got a little distracted. I think there's probably some more stuff in the toys, because as soon as I saw all these Jeeps, I'm like, I got to figure out right now if I'm buying all of these or what's going on. I have to question myself if I could make $100 a piece or something on them. I might have just bought them all. I might have been that guy then. But just to make an extra couple $100, I just decided to leave the rest. But there it is, everybody. That is the haul for today. Some great finds, thrifting. All this stuff is going to add up great. And I'm going to make some good profit on it. Before you go, if you could hit that like button for me, hit the subscribe button. It really does help the video out, and I really do appreciate it. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, flipping_junk. And this has been Wick. Until next time.